We talk about baseball contracts in the hundreds of millions, 300 million, 400 million, figures that seem to dictate every swing of the free agency pendulum, suggesting that the logic of a massive international transfer is always purely financial or statistically driven. But imagine this, one of the most pivotal cross-Pacific signings in recent memory, a move destined to reshape the American League East for the next half-decade, wasn't clinched by the largest check or the most sophisticated marketing presentation, but by the aesthetic preference of a 4-year-old girl. That shocking truth, the quiet humility underlying a blockbuster deal, is exactly what 605 News One will uncover with you right now. The real, almost unbelievable story of why Kazuma Okamoto chose Toronto. The gravity of the decision weighs on every superstar making the jump from the NPB to the MLB. Yet when Okamoto landed, the first thing he expressed wasn't relief about the contract terms, but genuine awe at the instant connection with the fanbase.
"I hadn't even been out of the airport for an hour," he recounted, "and a parent and their child, huge Blue Jays fans, immediately recognized me and spoke to me. That immediate, raw connection, that sense of community before the professional pressure even begins, is utterly invaluable."
As baseball analyst Kenji Tanaka often notes, the fact that a family recognized him an hour after landing, before the official press conference, tells you everything about the intensity and passion of the Canadian baseball psyche, a force that often gets overlooked in the shadow of American media saturation. Okamoto sensed that immediately, that feeling of being wanted, not just acquired. We must first confront the counter-argument that dominates the sports cycle. Many analysts insisted that Okamoto's move was logically flawed. They argued he should have sought guaranteed success with the New York Yankees, or maximized his earnings and infrastructure support with the Los Angeles Dodgers, teams that have historically groomed Japanese talent with specific staff and facilities. They pointed to data suggesting that the Toronto market, despite its size, couldn't compete with the massive endorsement opportunities in New York or California. But this misses the fundamental point of Okamoto's career trajectory and personal philosophy. Okamoto wasn't chasing the largest dollar. If he were, the Mets' reported $220 million 5-year offer, structured specifically to front-load tax benefits, would have easily dwarfed Toronto's more conservative structure, which focused heavily on team options and performance incentives. Instead, his agent, Mr. Ito, meticulously filtered the offers not for immediate value, but for long-term organizational stability and, crucially, minimal media distraction. Statistically, while the Yankees offered a 98% likelihood of immediate playoff contention, the Blue Jays, by offering a contract that locked in core players for the next 4 years, presented Okamoto with a 95% likelihood of stability and perennial contention, a scenario that prioritized winning as a team over becoming the sole centerpiece of a transactional roster. Okamoto, a man who hit 40-plus home runs 3 seasons straight in the NPB, a feat only 2 other Japanese power hitters have achieved since 2000, has nothing left to prove structurally. He is seeking inspiration and a legacy defined by team success. That spiritual desire manifested itself most profoundly when he spoke about watching the Blue Jays' playoff atmosphere from Japan. "I was watching as just a fan," he explained, "and the excitement, the unity, the fire in the crowd, it was deeply moving. I thought, I want to be able to play on that stage." This emotional connection was the initial spark, but the true plot twist, the profound and heartwarming climax of this massive international transaction, came down to his family. When discussing the move, the weight of transporting his life and career across the Pacific was heavy, yet it was simplified in the most unexpected way. Okamoto was reviewing potential team offers with his young daughter, showing her the logos and jerseys of the various clubs vying for his services. He showed her the formidable Yankee insignia, the storied LA script, the massive Red Sox B, and the sleek Blue Jays logo. He asked her, simply, which one is best? After reviewing the 30 or so potential logos, she immediately pointed to the Blue Jay. "Why?" he asked, anticipating a complex answer about color or form. Her reply was devastatingly pure. Because it's cute. This anecdote, which he shared with immense tenderness, resolves the entire mystery. How do you argue against the purest logic? How do you dismiss a choice based on aesthetic innocence, especially when that choice aligns perfectly with the emotional pull of the fan base he had already witnessed? As his longtime mentor, Coach Toshiro Mori, often said, in baseball, the biggest decisions often come from the gut, or in this case, the heart. Okamoto needed a place where the professional pressure felt lighter, where the joy of the game was visible even to a child. Toronto provided both, organizational stability and a symbol, a cute blue bird that removed the paralyzing complexity of his decision. He didn't just join a team, he found a home that felt right, driven by a simplicity that belies the magnitude of his talent. He is not just a power bat, he is a cultural bridge, proving that sometimes the most sophisticated business decisions are the ones made with the most heartwarming simplicity. This is the new era of baseball, driven by passion, stability, and maybe, just maybe, cuteness. If you found this unique perspective on the biggest MLB move fascinating, smash that like button, share this insight with your friends who might only be looking at the box scores, and subscribe to 605 News 1 for more deep dives into the heart of baseball culture. We want to know what you think. Do you believe this focus on personal connection and family influence will become a growing trend for major international free agents moving forward? Let us know in the comments below.